Dear friends, the machine I'm going to do together with you in this video would be a dev random K2. The link will be added to the video below so that you can download and play the machine. Here's some description. As you can see over here, the access details for the SSH is here, user and password. Before we go ahead, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like below. You're greatly appreciated. So without further ado, let's just get started. We can switch into the Kali Linux VM. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target. We can use net discover. As you can see over here, the IP address of target could be recognized as 169. So next we can access to the target via SSH. Yes, password. It's okay. So next I think we need to make a lateral movement. As you can see, there are two users. And we can, maybe the first of all, we need to check whether this kind of user can run sudo. So then can, for example, can run as another user or even can escalate the privilege directory to the root user. For example, like a sudo and password. It can. So this user, we can specify the username to this user 2 and run this command or binary to make lateral movement. So now we can check sudo user2 bin calc. But nothing, we are still within the same shell. The username is user. So next, I think we need to delve into this binary. And we can, for example, we can use the strings to read out some readable characters of this binary calc. It's done, and we can scroll back. So some shared object or library, and we can scroll down. So calculating something, please wait. So next we'll call I think this is another shared object or library. However, I think just now we didn't see this directory config. So now we can go to the user and you can check again. So under the user directory, no config directory. So a bit weird. So I think next we need to create the directory, and also we need to create the shared object with malicious statement. Okay, of course. But before we do that, if we go back to home directory, currently this directory, any other user doesn't have any permissions. So before we go ahead, we need to change mode. We need to add the read and executable permission to this directory. Okay, now we can go inside this directory again, and then we need to create the directory config, and we can go inside this directory. Next, we need to create this shared object. As you can see over here, we can copy this one. And so next, I think, not this one. We can copy this from the terminal and here. And the shared object is some special, special binary. And so how to do next? we need to utilize the attribute of constructor. And so this, if we put the constructor attribute, and then the function will be executed before entering the main function. I think as you can see over here, the constructor, so the constructor attribute causes the function to be called automatically before execution enters the main function. Okay, so this what we are going to do. And I've already created this file, and maybe I can cut out this C code. And as you can see here, we will, we just want to put, we want to create this function, and this function with attribute of the constructor. It makes sure that this function would be executed before, entering the main function. Okay, and so now we can copy and create on the target shell. We can, of course, I think no vim. About vi is there, and we can lib calc, and we can paste in here. Next, we need to use GCC to compile. GCC is available. Of course, we need to use the option of shared because we want to create the shared object or library. And also, very important, we need to put this option. So now I just, to simplify, I just copy the entire command and paste in here. No error. Okay. So now I think if we run the sudo again, the user2 and the bin, this time, this method will be executed before the main function. Okay, so now we can press enter, and the password user is password. As you can see, yeah, we have already successfully switched our shell to the user2. So next, I think we need to, make another lateral movement or privilege escalation. We can go to, and we can run the sudo again. As you can see here, I think maybe or possibly we can make another lateral movement to the user3 because we do not need to supply the password of user3 and sleep. However, if you go to the website of GTF opens, we cannot utilize this binary to our advantage. Okay, so I think we need to find something else. So how to do? Maybe it will be wiser. We upload the NumPy shell script to do the automatic immersion. As you can see over here, I've already got this file ready. So next we need to upload this file onto the target. And we can, so how about wget? Wget is not there. How about q? And then we can use q utility to upload. And the NumPy shell script, of course, we need to use option of O to save the data into, I can use the same file name. And in order to run it, we need to make it executable. Okay, and then we can run it. In most cases, we need to utilize the power of NumPy shell script to do the lateral movement or privilege escalation, because it can enumerate out very rich information about the machine. I mean, about the target. As you can see over here, it's done, and we can scroll up to see whether we can find such a vector. The capabilities information, SUID, nothing there. Okay, I'm wrong. There is binary, SUID binary, and this unknown or custom binary. And we can check it out. We can copy and paste in here. So I miss the E at the end. Although this binary has SUID bit on, however, current user, I mean user 2, doesn't execution permission. So we need to utilize the other vector. And I'd like to scroll back to where I left SUID. I think you can notice here this script or this executable will be run regularly, maybe 1 minute by the user 3. So and next, I think we need to manipulate this cron job. And first of all, we need to check out its permission to see whether we have permission to modify. We can cut out this. However, as you can see over here, the current user doesn't have permission to modify or manipulate anyway. So next, I think we need to cut out this file to see what it's about, okay? I think, as you can see over here, this is a Ruby script, and the 2 lines just import 2 modules, the Ruby gems and the zip. And it looks like it's doing some, some zip or compress. So I think next we need to see whether we can manipulate these 2 modules, because just I mentioned earlier, the current user cannot, manipulate this file itself. Okay, so how to do? We can, first of all, we can use the gem. Gem can help us to manage the module, and we can use gem which, and the first one is Ruby gems. It's there. So now we can check its permission to see whether we can manipulate this module, this file. It's not, unfortunately. So next we can use the similar way to check the second module, zip module. And we can copy the absolute path of this module or this file. The current user 2 belongs to this group, or user 2 group can have rights to write or modify this file. So what can we do next? I think we can add our own code into this file. So how to do? We can echo and the system, and we want to copy the bash binary to the temp binary, and the bash, maybe I can call it bash 2, and I want to, of course, I want to change mode, and then should be temp bash. Okay, and we can save into this file. We can copy. Before I hit enter, I need to make check. Systems copy from this bin directory to the temp directory, and then I want to change mode or add the SUID bit to this. Oh, sorry, I think I already made mistake. So the batch 2. All right, so now we can hit enter. So now we need to wait a bit more time until this script, the backup of script, is executed. Okay, now as you can see, the new file has been created without problem. So now I think we can use the bash 2 with option for P, and we can run ID. Although it's, no error coming back, however, it's not a real UID. The user3 is there, but this is not real. So we need to change or make it real and effective to be the real user3. Okay, I think you have already got my idea. So in this case, we can utilize this function, set the REUID, set real and effective user IDs. Okay, so how to do? And I've already, maybe I can cut out. We can cut out this file, and this just only one function, main function, and set this just make the UID to be real and effective. Similarly, the GID. Okay, so now we can copy this code and go back here. So we can bash 3 vi bash 3, and we can paste in here. And now we need to compile this C code. Okay, and so now, so how to do? Maybe I need to exit from here and run the bash 2. Okay, and then we can run bash 3. As you can see here, now we have already become the real and effective user3. So next, just now we have already know that user3 can run the utility who is me, right? And this utility has SUID bit on. So next, I think we need to utilize this binary to make privilege escalation. Okay, so now maybe I need to find its absolute path again. Yeah, this one we can copy. So now we can run this code. Oh, sorry, this binary. But it seems we are not successful. We failed. So next we need to read some characters of this binary to see what it's about. Okay, and here it looks like it's executing some command like set UID, system set GID. So next, I think we can use another technique, and this one we need to exploit the PS4 debugging. PS4 prompt is used to display debugging information, and we can use this option to set the bash to be in debugging mode, and then we can run this command to, of course, this should be executable. Of course, now we already know the who is me is executable and has SUID, right? So I think now we can copy this command. The link will be added into the video below as well, so you can check it out. So maybe I do not need to have the backslash. So this option will ignore environmental variable, and this will put the bash to be in debugging mode, and then we can set the PS4 variable. And now we can, of course, here we can replace this one by our who is me, right? So we run the, okay, so we can copy. Or I think we do not need to use this one. We can paste in here. Of course, we copy from, this command will be executed after we run this entire command. However, now we also need to change its owner and group, change to root, the temp root bash. Okay, so now I think no problem. We can copy and then we can run it. But there's some problem, right? So root bash has been created. However, we didn't elevate a privilege. A bit weird. So maybe I can use another way. I can create another bash, and we can similarly we can use the bin with option of C, and then we can run this command again. Oh, I think it has been successful. Sorry, my mistake. We can run root bash with P. As you can see, we have already switched or elevated privilege to root user. And now we can cut out the flag without a problem. So that's all I'd like to cover in this video. I'd like to see you in the next one. Have a nice day, please.